I didn't even know race was a concept in Severance. We are at episode 3, season 2 of Severance, and we got even more insight into our fave, Milkshake. So let's get into it, and spoilers if you aren't up to date with Severance. This episode begins by showing us that Milkshake is through with all of this shit. Between the 48-hour blitz that he had to do while they couldn't even change his name, to him having to deal with all of the drama in MDR. Consolation prize of them race branding Kier and all his history and presenting it with a biracial woman is so out of touch. And this is the first time that I really start to see Milkshake break. Like, we definitely seen him lose his temper, but something here made me feel like he was questioning Lumen. It honestly broke my heart to see Milkshake look into this colored woman's eyes and hope that there would be some sort of connection. Something that would say, this is bullshit, right? This is weird. And instead, he just got that cold, distant smile that he delivers to everyone else. And I was already connected to Milkshake as a character. Tramel Timmel is just so compelling. This just made me connect to him more, even though he is part of the soulless brigade that Lumen has. I don't know. I just can't get enough of him. Now, Helena is having the opposite effect on me. I'm around 90% sure that this is not Heliar, but she is so clearly an op in every scene that she's in. She's honestly doing everything short of discouraging Mark. I don't know how they managed to make this goat scene even weirder, but they figured it out and I admired them for it, while still not giving us any answers. What we did see though is that there's some cultish thing going on with that department, down to one of the employees dressing up like a goat. And I feel like we've already seen devilish imagery in some of the art, but that goat scene definitely made my tummy ache. Irving continues to break my heart, and I am praying that they bring Bert back. I also hope he is the one to expose Heliar, because my man just so very much needs a win, even though that would feel like a loss. I just want something more for him. I will say that it was nice to see him feel some sort of catharsis while connecting with Bert's friend. But man, everything he does just breaks my heart. The biggest win for Dylan is the fact that they cast Merritt Weaver to be his wife. Her and Nurse Jackie, but I was afraid she was a plant. I was glad to see she wasn't. This is so clearly going to be the fall of the MDR team, and it makes me so sad because Dylan was the glue of their revolution last season. If this wasn't filmed like last year, I would think that they were watching our TikToks where they were like, we would hate our Audi. It broke my heart that someone as incentivized as Dylan finds out that he's a crash out. And I feel like that information will affect him even more than his family. What I'm really hoping for is them kind of dangling his outside life actually does more harm for Lumen than it does help him. I still got faith in Dylan. He's a rider. I love him, so I'm gonna let him rock. So Belvic has too much dip on her chip. I'm interested to see what leverage she thinks she has over Lumen, because clearly she believes she does. Or maybe it's because she's been working with them so long, she feels like there's no way they could just throw her away. Even still, I was happy to see Heliar tell her to kick rocks. Mark trusting Assault is another highlight of his constant desperation. He saw the effects of Pete, and he also saw this woman kill a man in cold blood. Once again, Gemma is his driving motivation to do something. It's like him deciding to be severed. Gemma is the reason why he chooses to unsever himself. And the tragic part about it all is that any Mark was already doing the work. He could have potentially found Gemma without the brain damage, but at this point, we'll never know. I almost forgot that we finally learned Milkshake's first name, which is Seth. I still think Milkshake is the best name that we got from him this season, but this is a close second. I don't know how they keep on doing this every episode, but we got another bang. You know the deal. 5 out of 5 Frankie Flames.